all the sense perceptions. We don't need to completely block as we go into contemplations. Initially, we need to block to help to fix the mind, but then slowly we can release them, allow them to do their functions, but yet maintain in the mind a state of equanimity where we don't grasp after experiences we like and mentally push away those experiences we don't like. Just as how we may sometimes do with people we love or we hate. We tend to do that every moment in our own experience with all our sense perceptions and things that are coming. There is a tendency to push away or grasp at our experiences. But the nature of awareness is always the same. It doesn't prefer one experience to another. The more we learn to get acquainted with that, the more we become poised in our being. So maintaining that state of even-minded awareness, what Bhagavad Gita calls as Stithaprajna. We try to even become aware of all the mental states that what we studied in Isha Upanishad as Vidya and Avidya. At a relative level, Vidya is that which is the moment of our being towards a positive, uplifting, happier state. And avidya is that which pulls us into the darkness. As we said in our prayer, the constant prayer of the seeker is Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. From darkness lead me to light. So in the beginning, this darkness is the tamas mental state, which keeps us bound, which makes us want to grasp at sense objects, which turns the mind constantly outward and gives a sense of reality to that. As we come into the state of Brahma Vidya, self-knowledge, we learn to pray Asadoma Sadgamaya. That what is unreal, that what my sense perceptions take to be real, that asat, that unreality, non-reality, I don't want to be bound anymore by that. So that tamas is caused by avidya, non-recognition of our true beingness. And then there is an active mental state, the rajas, constantly wanting to do things. The mind wants some kind of excitement, activity all the time. So that is also a state we need to become aware of as we do our meditations and as we do our practices. We first try to calm that state and make the mind more sattvic. Sattva is that state of nirmalatva, pure, and prakashatvam, light. But yet, as the Bhagavad Gita says, Sukha Sangena Badnati, Jnana Sangena, that is the state of sattva. Sometimes, as seekers, we can get stuck thinking that I want the mind always to be in a happy, positive state. So, from a yogic point, that is fine, but from pursuit of the true beingness, the true state of reality, that desire, that need to always be in a state of positive, happy state of mind is also a bondage. So the true Vidya, the Atma Vidya, which we are seeking, is this mere recognition of beingness which is ever existent. And it is not a journey when we recognize this consciousness. Although sometimes we say in our prayers that Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya, like a journey in time, in place, in effort. But really, that moment you recognize that awareness, that truth is there, that reality is there, at that moment, there is no more scope for avidya, darkness. Where there is light, darkness cannot stay. As the Upanishad says, in a cave, if there has been thousands of years of darkness, when the light comes, the darkness is gone as though it has never been. Similarly, when we even glimpse that awareness, our beingness, at that moment, everything, all false notions has been completely dropped. There is no clinging, there is nothing to push away, and we are completely fine with everything just as it is. There's nothing to change, nothing to become. And yet, when we return back to the state of the mind, the process comes back again. Again and again, we need to recognize. Because the mind starts disbelieving that. The mind takes its own self to be real. So then there is a journey from a dark state to an active state to a positive state, tamas to rajas to sattva, and back again from sattva to rajas to tamas. But in all these moments, that being, that awareness, that Chaitanya Tattva is just that witness, that Sakshi. It is never touched, it is never tainted, or nor has it changed its shape or form. So the more we can recognize that what is it right now, right here, which is always there, untouched by anything. That state of wide awakefulness is that natural sense of our being. But when that wide awakefulness channels itself through the senses, then it becomes a limited awakefulness. So we are awake only in certain portions, to certain things, to certain people. So this downgrading of our pure open consciousness into limited compartments gives us this human experience. So the divine falls into being a human being. And yet that divine awareness is never lost. The moment we can stay in that state of wide awakefulness without judging, without labeling, without grasping or pushing away, then we have just reclaimed our divine nature. That is the immortality. That is the ultimate part of the prayer when we say Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. So let us just take the last couple of minutes to be grateful for this recognition, this ability to turn the attention back to the divine being in us, and to send a soft prayer that may all beings realize their true self, the true divine being. So with that, we will say our closing prayer, and mentally you can join me as I repeat that. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.